Well, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to another episode of Edify. Welcome to a brand new week, actually, and welcome to the outdoors. And the reason that I'm outside is because to my left, which I'm not really going to show, I don't guess, but to my left, to your right, is the room, the upstairs attic area where I do all my filming. And it has been invaded by red wasps. And so it had to be fumigated so that I could go up there and record again. Otherwise, as I was recording videos, wasps, going around my head and landing on me and maybe stinging me, and that wouldn't be fun. So we're outside in the great outdoors, and it's nice. It's just, you never know what's going to happen out here either. But the thing that this made me want to talk about to you today is one of my favorite verses in the Bible, and that comes from Ecclesiastes, the book of Ecclesiastes, and it's Ecclesiastes 10:1. It goes like this: Dead flies cause the ointment of the apothecary to send forth a stinking savor. So doth a little folly in him that is in reputation for wisdom and honor. Now, I learned that verse a long time ago when I was in elementary school, because we had a teacher that taught it that and other verses by playing the guitar. His name was Mr. Swanson, and he would play the guitar, and the song went like this. Ha! You thought I was going to sing it, but I'm not. Maybe another time when I have a guitar with me. But the point of this verse, let me go back and look at it again with you. Dead flies cause the ointment. Well, what ointment are we talking about? We're talking about a perfume or an ointment for medication. Dead flies cause the ointment of the apothecary. Now, that's the King James Version language, the Old English. An apothecary is someone who makes the ointment, is a perfumer. Okay? Dead flies cause the ointment of the apothecary or the perfumer to give forth a stinking savor. In other words, it causes it to stink. It takes away its usefulness. It robs it of its ability to do what it was created to do. And then it says, so doth a little folly, or so does a little misstep. So does a little bad thing that we do, just the minor things. So does a little folly and him that is in reputation for wisdom and honor. So in other words, little things, the dead flies in our lives, not the big things, cause even those with a good reputation to lose it, to lose their ability to be effective wherever they are. At least it decreases it. You see, the illustration that we have here from Ecclesiastes is that of someone who spent a lot of time, a lot of effort in making an ointment that could be used for healing, or it could be used for perfume. And these types of ointments, these types of perfumes, in this time, this day and age, in the Bible days and before, we're talking Old Testament here, um, this stuff was very expensive. To put it into modern terms, we're talking thousands and thousands of dollars just for a small amount. And all it took was a little carelessness. All it took was a little bit of leaving open the window or not shutting, the door, for some little fly to just come and land in the ointment and die, and cause it to destroy all that had been put into making that perfume, because of bacteria, because of whatever that came with that fly. And so the point to you and to me is that our reputations, no matter how well we have protected it, all it takes is one little misstep. All it takes is one thing to mess everything up. And so what the writer of Ecclesiastes, I believe Solomon, was telling us is that we need to guard our reputations, guard them like we would something extremely precious, because it is. We never know how useful we are. We never know how effective we are. We'll never know until we get to heaven how effective our lives have been at influencing others for good or for bad. We'll never know the whole story till one day up there. But we have to know that every one of us affects people in ways that we have no clue. And if we want to affect them for the Lord, if we want to affect them for good, if we want to make a positive impact in their lives, then we have to be aware of the fact that we need to be guarding our reputations, our testimonies, there's things we can't help. People can lie, but what we can help is the truth. Don't let the little flies come in when we should have been putting up the barriers, when we should have been putting up the screens, when we should have said no to this and no to that. Keep out those little pesky things that might not seem like much now, but could really mess up somebody's reputation and effectiveness for the Lord. Now, before I go, let me tell you, God's grace is sufficient for everything. If you've already messed up in your life, let me encourage you. God is still a miracle working God. God can take what is wrong and make right. But the lesson for you and me today is let's not waste all the time and effort that's gone into a good reputation with a momentary little fly that died and landed in our perfume. See you tomorrow on Edify.